Hello everyone, welcome back. Today let's solve the 46th lead code SQL question from top 50 SQL interview questions. They are given table called person, so which has two columns, ID and email ID. ID and email. We have to delete the duplicated emails. So here, if you see john.example.com, john.example, this is the duplicated email ID. So we have to delete one among two. In this context, which ID you have to keep, which row we have to keep, the row which has a minimum ID. So this is, they have given example here. We keep the row with the smallest ID in this example. So these two are duplicate, john@example.com, john@example.com. So 1 and 3 are duplicated, the email IDs are duplicated, so we have to delete this and then keep this. That's what they are asking us. So what I'll do is I'll use something like a temporary table. So I'll create two tables, one where I keep only the minimum IDs for each of the email IDs. In this context, for John, the minimum ID is this. I'll take the minimum IDs. How do I take the minimum ID? From what is I group by email ID. I take a select ID from this table, group by email ID. So basically take the select minimum ID from this table, and then wherever there is minimum, it takes group by email ID. So we get, in this context, if I group by email ID, so I'll get only 1 and 2, because 2 doesn't have any other ID, so it takes whatever it has. I'll take only this column, which ID column, which has 1 and 2, and then I'll keep that information in one table, and after that I'll delete anything which is not here from this table. So that's what the idea is. So let's write the code and understand more detail. So what first step is to simply select minimum of ID as ID from person table, group by. For each of the email IDs I want to take group by email. For each of the email, I want to take the minimum values. So what I'll do is I'll keep this in a common table expression, which is a temporary table. I'll create another table. So minimum min email min ID CTE as common table expression as, I'll close this. All right. So now what I'll do is I'll use something like they are not asking to select it. Okay. So they are asking us to delete the duplicates. They're not asking us to filter it. They're asking us to delete that record. So delete is a data manipulation language command. So delete from, there is always an interview question, delete, difference between delete and drop versus truncate. This is one. Delete is a data manipulation language like a select, insert, update. Delete is also part of DML commands. So delete from person, delete from, basically delete will delete the records, drop will drop the entire table, truncate will delete the entire all the records. So that is the difference. Please read it. Delete from person where ID, what I'll do is this table will give me these values. Okay, I don't need email ID. So imagine I'll get only, I'll delete this as well. First table will give me, imagine first table will give me only these two. So what I'll do is I'll delete from person where ID not in, ID, if ID is not in common table expression, here I'll take select ID from, it's a small problem by the way, easy problem. from this table expression. So that's how. So what I'll do is, what this does is, you delete anything which is not here, delete from the person, person is this table, okay. Where id is not here, so basically it deletes this record and then gives you. That's all they're expecting us to do. If it was just a select, I would have showed you by using select operation. It is just they are expecting us to, like in previous examples. If you have seen my previous examples, I debug, right? I use select and then I do mistake and then show you common types of mistake. I myself do mistakes so that you will also encounter and how to debug. Similarly, so I can't do that because they are asking us to delete it. So the expectation, the output what we get is not the select output. That's the reason I can't show this. Ideally, if I use only this much also, it will not show. Like if I just select this output, only write this query, it will not show you. I'll show you example. Okay, this got accepted. I think this is what they're expecting us. We're just deleting it. Read about delete versus drop versus truncate. To show you what I'm trying to say here is, see, ideally what should this give? This output example, let's say I'm just using this. Okay, so this I'm just selecting only one, right? Minimum ID. I'm not even selecting email ID. The output what you get is, if I say this, if I run this, you will see, yeah, this is not the output I want. There is nothing, right? So this basically the reason why we are getting this they are asking us to delete the record, right? So they are not asking us to select. So that's the reason we can't debug. So I hope you understood what I'm trying to say here. That is what it's doing. I think it's a self-explanatory. There are many ways I've explained to common table expression what common table expression is. It is simple. So I'm just taking the minimum IDs for each of the employees, for each of the email IDs. I'm taking the minimum values and store it in another table. From this, deletes the record, delete from person where ID is not part of this common expression. Delete all those. 3 is not part of this because we have taken minimum. So that's how we delete the duplicates. That's all, guys. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.